Crossing the weir into Westgate village, the only thing you might expect to smell would be the wild garlic along the riverbanks. But drifting towards me on the crisp spring morning air was the unmistakable aroma of homemade soup. It came from the Peart family home, where, using organic vegetables of all descriptions, a remarkable little cottage industry has sprung up in the past 2 years. It all happens here in this simple country kitchen, and is the brainchild of the lady of the house, for whom chopping broccoli seems to be as much a labour of love as it is a domestic chore. Christine Peart set up the Weardale Organic Soup Company, turning what was a hobby into a thriving business so that she could work from home. From recipes ancient and modern, she transforms these crisp, fresh ingredients into wholesome and warming soups, free from preservatives and gluten.
Well, I'm on a gluten-free diet, and a lot of soup that you get from supermarkets and in tins has gluten added as a thickener, and artificial additives and colours and things like this. And also we're interested in organic food and organic eating and healthy eating. So it was something that combined all those things together.
And are there many people like yourself who are allergic to gluten that would be interested in something like this?
Yes, I don't know whether it's a increased awareness or whether it's becoming more common, but certainly there's a lot more people looking for gluten-free food.
So how did you set up then?
We just started doing it very gradually. Farmers markets. We do the local farmers markets, which is a great atmosphere, lovely start. We still do those and we thoroughly enjoy them. We also now do farm shops and delis and retail outlets, and we also have a wholesaler now.
It is a cottage industry in the true sense of the expression, isn't it?
Yes, everything happens here. We just work from our kitchen. We buy all of the ingredients as locally as we possibly can. Sadly, we can't get any here in Weardale, but most of them come from Yorkshire. 99% of the veg come from Yorkshire. We use pressure cookers mostly now. We do have some soups that don't take well to pressure cooker cooking. The broccoli and Stilton. Stilton doesn't like to be pressure cooked. So we do that in big pans. But it's all handmade. There's no industrial process as such. Everything's made by hand.
Everything indeed made by hand. But this admirable little Dales enterprise is far from being a one-man band. Christine's husband, Richard, is a key partner and spends much of his time on the road in what you might call his souped-up van. Richard is involved in collecting all the ingredients, all the vegetables.
Yes,
presumably he brings them back here fairly regularly, does he?
Yes, he does, yes. Every Monday or Tuesday, the veg comes in, and it's usually all used up within 48 hours with the soup production. And Richard delivers it as well on Thursdays and Fridays. We deliver to Newcastle, Northumberland, Cumbria and Yorkshire. Richard gave up his job last year to join me because it was getting too much for me to do on my own. And my son left school in September, so it's now the family. Keeps us all busy.
Where do the recipes come from?
We make them up. we get some inspiration from celebrity chefs and things like that. I'm a great favourite of James Martin's recipes, and I do like some of his soup recipes, and we take a bit from here and a bit from there and try to make them our own.
You're very proud of the fact that everything you use is organic, and I was intrigued to learn that you even have organic water, if you can call it that.
Yes, we've just started using locally sourced as we could get from County Durham, natural spring water. It's bottled at source and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's so pure, it's such a clear, pure taste, and it actually does make a difference to the taste of the soup.
You can tell the difference, can you?
You can, yes. I didn't realise how much a difference it would make until we tasted a before and after, tap water and spring water. And of course a lot of people these days object to fluoride and additives in the tap water too. So we're really pleased with it. There's a growing trend amongst a lot of young mothers to give healthy food like this to their children. I think Jamie Oliver has a lot to do with that, and people are now more aware. And of course, people are now moving into more healthy eating. They seem to be more aware of what's added. They read labels and they know if they see something that has nothing added to it, that it's a good product.
You don't use additives, as you say. So what does that do to the shelf life, then, of the soup? How quickly does it have to be used?
We have a 2-week shelf life. We have it lab tested, and it has 2 weeks. As against some of the tins and things have a year, which they can sit in the tin. So, but 2 weeks is, I think that's ample for a fresh product. Go on then. I'll not tell you what I think until. Is it okay?
I think it's fine.
Yeah?
The spice is
Salt?
just right.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good, yeah. I think it's all right. I'll put slightly more cheese in, so there's a tiny little bit more cheese
more flex in
than
it,
I
yeah.
needed, and I just put it in, so, yeah. All right?
Yeah, it's great.
Passes, right.
How important is it to have a little cottage industry like this in a place like Weardale, which in recent years has suffered from, losing major employment, hasn't it, with various places closing down? How important do you think it is?
I think it's very important, and I think that it would be wonderful if other people took the plunge and did it as well, because there are so many good ideas out there and opportunities. It's a lovely, tranquil place to work. We have a stable door at the kitchen and we can just overlook the fields, and it's just a wonderful atmosphere to work in.
Christine and Richard Peart and their Weardale soups.